Hi, this is Tamar,
And I'm Lexi.
and we'll be talking about X-Men.
We'll talk about characters, concepts, and the creative chemistry behind the scenes, as well as answer some commonly asked questions about the series and its characters.
To cause other objects and people to phase with her. She gains her abilities as a teenager in the form of a series of bad headaches. One day during a bad migraine, she accidentally phases through the floors in her house.
But how could a bad headache make you go through walls and floors?
Well, no one knows for sure since this has never happened in reality, but I would suggest that she can somehow manipulate her molecular structure. Her brain sends electric waves throughout her body, allowing her to control her density at will by either charging or discharging the electrical field of her molecular makeup.
So she can control her atoms with her mind?
Exactly.
But that still doesn't explain how she can go through stuff.
Well, you know how water goes through a sponge? The pores in the sponge allow the water molecules to pass through. And it's the same concept with atoms. There's a small space between every single atom, and if you look through a really powerful telescope, you can see it. Kitty's abilities let her manipulate that space so she can pass through solid objects.
How can her molecules pass through a space that small, though?
I'm assuming that when she's close enough to an object, her brain lets off an electrical charge that affects her molecules and those of the object she is about to pass through. The charge causes the atoms to vibrate, so they will make enough space for her molecules to pass through. When she phases through a person, however, they are rendered unconscious for a short while due to the electric charges her brain sends out.
I see. And the way she can make other things phase through is that her brain sends charges throughout that other object or person, manipulating their molecular makeup and that of the other object they're passing through.
Right. The only way she can do this is if she is touching the person or object. However, her density manipulation isn't just for moving through walls. She can also walk on air because of her low density and even kill someone by causing them to phase through an object and releasing them.
But what do you think happens to the objects after she passes through them? Wouldn't the properties of that person or object change because of her ability?
It would make sense that they would, but I'm assuming that because she only moved the molecules as a whole without disrupting the covalent or ionic bonds of each atom somehow, and the force that holds them together falls back into place.
I'm still trying to figure out something, though.
What is that?
How would she get powers like that in the first place? She had no outside force to influence that sort of ability.
Well, you know, sometimes people are completely different from their parents. I'm thinking that when she was born or developing, the genetic structures of her brain had a slight mutation, causing her brain to act the way it does and lets her phase through walls. This would also explain why she got her problems in her teen years.
That makes sense. The genetic mutation of her DNA caused her brain to emit electric charges that sends signals powerful enough to control molecular density. She's really a powerful character.
Yep, but she's not the only one. Next time we'll be talking about other X-Men characters or the concept or of the series.
Thanks for watching!